Moral Development and Taking Moral Action. A.Rosedale, Aspen University, EDP-820, Ethics and Professional Standards in Psychology. Dr. Eric Eastman, June 27, 2022. Personal and professional experiences, along with work culture, help develop a person's actions. These actions may be focused by the person's moral compass or may be developed to conform to the culture within the workplace. The development of social moral values within an organization's culture is important to guide members of the organization to make proper decisions and sustain the culture and the future of the organization. Unethical behavior in the workplace is, unfortunately, becoming commonplace. Whether it is unethical practices promoted by company executives or questionable tactics used by employees dealing with customers and vendors, instances of unethical actions are on the rise. 41% of polled employees report seeing misconduct in their workplaces. Understanding why unethical behavior occurs is the first step in eliminating unethical work practices. Team members may be led to make unethical decisions based on their drive to succeed in the workplace. Salesforce personnel may make unrealistic claims about their product to make a quota. Between 2002 and 2016, it was found sales employees at Wells Fargo were opening up millions of accounts using their customers' identities without their consent in order to keep up with unrealistic sales goals set by the company. Employees may be afraid to speak up or report unethical behavior they witness. There may be the threat of retaliation, shunning by coworkers, or poor treatment by supervisors when an employee does the right thing and turns in a coworker. In many industries, the reputation of being a rat is hard to overcome, even when a whistleblower moves to another division within the same company or moves to another company altogether. Managers may set a poor example for employees and in turn foster work environments that allow unethical behavior. Managers may lie to customers about contract details or reasons for poor performance of the company's employees. When employees witness these types of actions from a manager, they may believe this is a green light to conduct poor, unethical behavior as well. Employees may also be afraid of discipline or job loss if they behave differently than their managers. Professional development is an ongoing process. Successful professional development depends on being guided by basic principles. Of these basic principles, the development of strong ethical behavior directly connects to successful professional development. Ethical professional behavior is important in learning how to navigate one's career. Several elements show how ethics can contribute to professional growth and success. Ethical behavior builds a positive reputation. The strength of an ethical reputation will follow an individual for years within a company, outside of the company within the same industry, and to vendors and potential clients and customers. Ethical actions will be seen by coworkers who will respect the decision-making abilities and invite one into new opportunities in the workplace. Ethical behavior provides emotional security. Having the self-assurance that emotional security provides will translate into confidence that it will allow for new opportunities and professional growth. This emotional security, built on ethical behavior, will allow one to be able to identify with managers and organizational leaders who share the same values, inspiring them to provide like employees with new opportunities. Ethical behavior promotes positive teamwork, creates bonds with coworkers who are driven not only by extrinsic rewards, but by the intrinsic rewards of doing good work, doing the right thing, and belonging to a team that shares the same values. Ethical behavior allows team leaders to improve team dynamics by building trust within the team and within the circles of customers and vendors the team has contact with. Ethics in professional development attracts new talent and retains strong employees who look for ethical work environments. In 2020, a study showed that 79% of employees agreed that ethics have a major impact on deciding if the employees will remain with an organization. This same study showed that 28% of those polled believed their company followed ethical practices and these organizations had lower turnover rates. Law enforcement agencies look to recruit, hire, train, and retain individuals who demonstrate strong ethical values. No matter how hard a law enforcement agency tries, there will be instances of unethical behavior by individuals within the profession. Unethical behavior undermines public trust, jeopardizes investigations and convictions, and exposes the agency and overseeing government organization to liability issues. When hired, most police officers have a minimal amount of experience in handling moral dilemmas. As they learn their profession while on the job, police officers begin to recognize organizational and police cultural norms and values from their supervisors and their peers. Because their behavior results from consequences, police officers learn about acceptable and unacceptable actions through a system of meaningful reward and punishment. Officers will repeat behaviors that lead to positive reinforcement, even if this behavior is illegal or unethical. The development and sustainment of ethical behavior and processes is important in order to train officers in how proper behavior can lead to trust by the public, cooperation by victims, and compliance by suspects. Unethical behavior must be identified early, and modifications must be made in order to prevent the continuance of unethical behavior by the individual officer, a specific departmental division, or an entire department. Consequentialism has no place in law enforcement. Ethics in law enforcement can be taught through three different learning models: competence, status, and power. Officers take pride in their ability to perform their duties. Strong mentors present competent behaviors that new officers can model from. Status may come from modeling ethical behavior from informal peer leaders who work in a law enforcement niche that other officers strive to be a part of. Power comes from the ability to reward and discipline officers' actions. Traditionally, this power comes from formal leaders, but it may also be displayed by informal leaders who influence organizational policies and personnel movements. A culture of ethics within a law enforcement agency must be fostered by organizational leaders, informal leaders, and sustained by all personnel. A law enforcement agency must start with a strong mission statement and clear policies and procedures that promote ethical behavior. Police supervisors must be held to strict ethical standards and strong moral behavior at all levels. This sends police personnel a clear message that unethical behavior will not be tolerated. Law enforcement leaders set the example for ethical behavior in their agencies. Properly motivated ethical leaders are an important factor for reaching and maintaining high standards in a law enforcement agency. A strong example of ethical behavior in a law enforcement agency will result in younger officers following their leader or their supervisors and maintaining the department's high standards. Ethical standards can be upheld in a police department through the use of formal tools and practical applications. These formal tools include department policies that promote honesty, integrity, professionalism, and respect, an oath of office, a code of ethics, and formal rules for conduct, which are spelled out in a duty manual. Practical applications can include ethical training and direct actions. Direct actions come in the form of stopping subordinates from committing unethical behavior. A successful business relies on positive culture for managers and employees. Promoting ethics creates this positive culture. Ethical workplaces thrive through positive recruiting, positive retention, and expansion of clientele that is gained through the trust earned by an organization. Implementing a healthy workplace comes from the top down. Simple steps can be employed to create an ethical working environment. Steps involved in creating an ethical working environment start with leaders being visible role models. The organization should clearly communicate ethical expectations and offer ethical training to new hires and as a form of continuing education. Organizations should openly reward those who display ethical behavior and report unethical instances, and should openly discipline unethical behavior. Mechanisms should be put in place for employees to discuss unethical behavior and help with making the right professional and personal choices.